big welcome to my channel. This is going to be a crime and crochet series where I discuss various cases. Today's case is going to look at a man born here in Scotland. But before I get into the case, I would like to do a quick disclaimer. All the information in this video I compiled myself through research online. It is meant to educate people and not to offend anyone. Okay, jump straight into this case. Archibald Hall was born here in Scotland, in Glasgow, in 1924. Archie was in and out of prison for most of his life, first starting when he was 17. Now, for the most part, he was in prison due to theft. When he was a teenager, he first began stealing from charity tins. And then later on in life, he began to steal jewels. Obviously, Archie wasn't a very good thief as he was caught, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for his crimes. Now, bizarrely enough, Archie was able to escape police custody, and he remained under the radar for a few years until he was later recaptured and resentenced with an extra long sentence for escaping jail. Anyway, it was during this time in prison Archie decided to refine his character so that he could better blend in with the high society when he was released. Now, when Archie wasn't in jail for committing crimes, he would take up jobs as a butler, and this is where he would earn most of his money, as he would steal from his clients. He would steal anything valuable, money, jewellery, antiques, you name it, he stole it. And this is partly why he would be in and out of prison. Anyway, Archie wanted to refine his character as much as he could so that he could get a really good butler job somewhere that he could steal a lot of valuables from. So Archie totally got rid of his Glaswegian accent. He became well versed in social etiquette. He spent all his free time in prison just learning how to pass himself off as best as he could. It was in 1977 when Archie was able to get a butler job for one Lady Hudson. It was in this time that Archie had changed his mind and decided that he had actually wanted to leave the life of crime. Unfortunately, all of this was at risk when an ex-inmate and friend of Archie, David Wright, decided to come and visit him. David Wright was also able to get a job on Miss Lady Hudson's property as a gardener and doing odd jobs. However, it wasn't long before David Wright began to steal the owner's valuables. And this obviously put Archie at risk of losing his job as well, because obviously he does have an ex-criminal record, and this could have cost him his job, basically. So David began stealing things, and Archie pretty much told him to stop because he didn't want to lose his job. David threatened to tell his employer about everything, all his ex-crimes, if Archie was to try and stop David from stealing more stuff. Anyway, some time passes, I guess, between like this argument, and Archie and David decide to go out on a rabbit hunting trip. Very nice. So they're out shooting rabbits, shooting whatever, and Archie is 99.9% certain that David has no longer got any bullets in his gun. So Archie raises his gun and shoots David in the back of the head. He takes David's body and buries it in a hole beside a stream on Lady Hudson's property. I'm not entirely sure what happens after this, how long he stays after killing David. After this, he decided to move down to London and again got another butler job for a very rich couple named Butler and Dorothy. When he started working for Walter and Dorothy, he soon realised that they were very rich, they had lots of valuables, they had bank accounts all over the world, and they had houses all over the country. Archie decided that this was the big one, and that if he could steal enough from this rich couple, he would be able to retire for good. At this point in his life, living in London, Archie had two acquaintances. The first one was Mary Coggle, and she was a known prostitute at the time, and she was also sexually involved with Archie at one point or another. Mary introduced Archie to a Michael Keto. Michael and Archie got chatting and discovered that obviously they both had criminal histories, they both had went to jail for stealing, XYZ, and they kind of hit off a friendship. And the three of them decided that the rich couple would be the perfect mark. So one night, the rich couple is due to be out the whole night. So Archie lets Michael Keto into the house, and I guess they're in the middle of stealing everything, and the wife Dorothy comes home. So Keto grabs a pillow and suffocates poor Dorothy to death. The pair then, with the help of Mary, was able to drug the husband, Walter, when he arrived home. The trio then put the couple in the car. The wife was obviously dead at this point. The husband was still alive but was drugged and unconscious. They drove to Perthshire, where they disposed of Dorothy's body, and then continued along until they reached Inverness, where they brutally beat and murdered the husband and disposed of his body in the woods there. So the trio was still together at this point after these two murders. Mary, Archie and Michael were all still together. However, it wasn't long before the trio began arguing, mostly due to the fact that Mary was still wearing some of Dorothy's clothes that she had stolen. Michael and Archie wanted her to get rid of the evidence, as they thought like it would bring attention to them, obviously. Dorothy refused because she really liked the clothes, she didn't want to get rid of them. So Michael and Archie decided to murder her with a crowbar. They left Mary's body in a barn and they went about their day. But they weren't done with their little murder spree yet. So Archie had a brother that he really hated, and he just found out that his brother had been released from jail. So Archie and Michael decided to track him down. They managed to tie Archie's brother up and drown him in a bathtub. They then took Archie's brother's body and put it in a car, and they decided again to drive back to Scotland, as this is where they wanted to bury the body. However, Archie and Keto decided to stop at a hotel overnight and was acting shady as fuck. So hotel management phoned police, and police came, discovered the body in the boot of the car. The police were able to arrest Keto on the scene. However, Archie was able to escape, only to be caught later that day and arrested. He did try to commit suicide twice whilst in police custody using barbiturate tablets that he had stashed up his anus. Obviously, he was unsuccessful in the suicide attempt. He confessed to all the murders that he'd partaked in and confirmed where all of the bodies were. Archie sentenced to life in jail for 5 murders, and it would be in jail in 1999 he would write his biography called A Perfect Gentleman, and he wrote this just a few years before he died in 2002. And he died in prison serving his time for all the murders he partaked in. I hope you've enjoyed this case and join in for my next one. If you have any case suggestions, please leave them down below. And if you would like the videos to be longer or shorter, please let me know also. And I'll see you on the next one.